Welcome to Fabulosity For You, and my name is Angie. If this is your first time watching my channel, please click the subscribe button, then click the notification bell, so when I upload videos, you'll be the first to know. Like this video and make a comment. This channel is about fashion, relationship advice, and lifestyle. And if this is not your first time visiting my channel, well, welcome back, my queens, and welcome to the kings out there. And welcome to all of my fabulous ones. So today, I'm going to do the review of the 90-Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Season 7, Episode 15. Okay, so before we begin, go get your snack of choice, go get your drink of choice, and come back and sit with your girl, Angie. Text, email, call, stick a lot out about it, baby, and let everybody know that Angie is on the line. So I'm going to get right into this. But before I do, I just want you to know I'm going to also be reviewing the Last Resort. Okay? Oh my God, it's got it going on The Last Resort. So I have to start reviewing that. So that's going to come soon. This week, we also going to have a celebrity gossip. We have an update on Diddy and Jay-Z. And then I have a Dear Angie for you this week. So we have a full week of videos. Well, not a whole week, but we have several more videos coming out this week. I hope you tune in and watch it all. Make sure you share my channel and let everybody know that Angie is on the line. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway for Christmas. Okay, this is for Christmas. And so I will be probably starting that next week. Okay, but we'll talk more about it as we get closer to it. I want to welcome all of my new subscribers, my fabulous ones. Welcome to this channel. If this is your first time watching me, welcome. Okay, so let's begin. So we're going to start off with Vanja, and Sunny. So last week, we left off where Vanja, she had to make a choice. Well, it was going to be, she going to be with Sunny or Rory. Sunny was like, only way I'm going to deal with you if you send this man home and make a decision who you want to be with. So this week, she ended up telling Sunny she wants to be with him. So it opens up where she's feeling a little upset because she feels like she shouldn't have had to make a choice. Okay. And so she opens up to Sunny about that. And Sunny was like, well, first of all, just don't put this all on me, because you never did tell me that you were bringing him to my country. And that was not right. And perhaps if you would have let me know, things wouldn't have went down like this. Because you know how I feel. You know I get really jealous. And so she understood that. And for the first time, she did apologize and said she could have handled things better. That perhaps if she had came to him and told him and talked with him about it, they wouldn't be where they're at today. So she recognized that. And so she said, you know what? I'm going to tell Rory to go home, because she started saying she feels comfortable with him. She feels like she's going to be safe. And he was like, well, I kind of feel bad. But first of all, he was like, really? He was so happy. And so she said, I'm going to text him right now. So then he said he felt bad because he knew he had talked to Rory disrespectfully and it was wrong. He understood that all he wanted was to make sure she was safe. And that's what he wants. So they want the same thing. So he told her, I think we need to ask Rory to come with us, and I'm going to talk with him. And so she was like, really? And so she felt like that's a grown, he acting like a grown man right now, admitting he was wrong and wanted to talk to Rory. So later that day, they all met up and they were going to go on a safari to look at the animals. And it was uncomfortable when they first got together, and Via didn't try to break the ice at all, So they all just standing there, And so they go head on and get in the Jeep to go on the safari. And Rory is like, I'm not here to cause no problems, but it is. I feel real tripped out because we fought yesterday and we haven't resolved it, and here we are going on a safari together. But he says, long as he respectful, I'm gonna be all right. So what kind of broke the ice was was Via being real silly with the animals, and they laughed about some of the things she was saying, and then she had to go to the bathroom, and she had to go in the bush. I know where I would have been going in that bush, but she went in the bush, and when Mother Nature calls, I guess you got to answer. And so while she was gone, they was looking stupid, then finally, the ice was broken. Uh, Sonny asked Rory, is he enjoying himself? And he said, yes, I am. And he said, I hear you going home. When are you going home? And he said, I'm going home tomorrow. So he said, well, we'll be better when you're gone. Everything will be all right once you leave. And he was like, be careful what you ask for. So he said, I just want to say this. I know I was wrong for talking to you the way I was talking to you because we don't even know each other. It's just that I suffer from, I have insecurities. I'm the person that gets jealous, and I also have anger issues that I really need to work on. And so in my culture, we had to ask for forgiveness. So can you please forgive me? And I said, okay, he earned some points for that because he definitely deserves to give him an apology, to give Rory the apology. And Rory was like, sure, no problems. And so Rory was glad that he apologized, and he said he's not gonna hold no grudges, and might not be friends, but they can be all right going forward as long as he's respectful. And so I was glad that he did do that, and that Rory had accepted his apology. So when Sonny came back to the car, she was like, are we good? Everything good? And they were like, we're good. And so she was happy. So they was like, should we continue or do you guys want to stop? And they was like, no, let's continue. We're having a good time. So they stop off somewhere else, and the tour guide is like, you guys can walk around or whatever. It's going to be safe. And so Rory was like, have you met Sonny's family? And so she said, no, I have not. He's embarrassed of me. And he was like, no, it's not that. No, he's embarrassed of me. No, it's not that. He said, my father is really into the culture, and he's like really old school, and he's a trip. And that's the only reason I haven't introduced you. But I would love to introduce you. But I'm asking you, can you cover your tattoos? And she was like, no, I'm not going to change myself. Why would I change myself? Why would you want me to change myself? Rory, do you think I should cover up? And Rory's looking at her like, it's his culture. And at some point, you're going to have to respect his culture. So out of the respect for his culture, of course, you should cover your tattoos. Well, I don't think so. I don't think I should do that. I'm not going to change for nobody. And how do you feel if I asked you to cover up when you came to meet my people? And so he was like, I would do it. And so Rory was kind of laughing because he was like, that's why her and I didn't work out. She was stubborn. She wanted everything her way. And I'm just glad it's not me and it's his turn to go through that. So she finally agrees to do it. What we find out next week is that the father is like, so are you Muslim? He didn't waste no time. He sat down at the table. He said, are you Muslim? And she said, no. Would you change your religion to Muslim? And she said, no. He said, well, you know what? I can't support this relationship at all. So my thing is, I didn't understand Sonny. You knew what your religion, you know your parents. Why would you get it popping with a woman from the United States that has tattoos and all of the things? And I don't understand people from different cultures. If you know that your family not going to accept, then why even bother with people that are not in your culture or your religion? We can go through the history of the 90-Day Fiancé. It's always a problem. We can look at Tigerlily and Adnan. She don't want to change and follow his religion or culture. She want to wear what she want to wear, and it just never works out. So why even start? And so he lied. He's sitting there getting mad at Via when he lied all along. His friend dropped the dime on him and told her, listen, if you're not Muslim, you can't marry him. You can't go around his family with tattoos. And then he said, well, no, that's not, I just want to get to know you. We'll deal with that later. So you really wasn't forthcoming with your culture, what you would expect from her. Instead, not saying it is just like lying. So how he jumping down her throat, getting mad and all of this about Rory, when the real most important thing is he can't marry her if she doesn't convert. And he done had sex with this girl and didn't tell her the truth. She was truthful and said, I wouldn't do that. I don't want to be a Muslim. So how this is going to end, I don't know. I guess we have to wait and see. Next, we're going to talk about Brian and Ingrid. So last week, Brian's friend, they went out to dinner, and she found out all kinds of things, that he'd been married 4 times, engaged 5 times, something crazy. And all he says to her is, yeah, I told you that. And she's looking like, you didn't tell me that. That's all she's been saying throughout this whole season. No, you didn't tell me that. So this week, last week, she told him she needed a break. And so it started off, he's like really upset that she's telling him she needs a break when they in 2 different, he's in an apartment or whatever, and she's in a hotel. So why do you need a break? He act like he don't understand. Now, Ingrid is just really needs time to think, because every time she try to get close with him or thinking they getting close, he drops a bomb on her. He dropped the bomb on me, baby. He dropped the bomb on me. He dropped the bomb on her, honey. I keep saying it every week. He lied about his age. You didn't know I was a drug dealer and that's how I got in the wheelchair? You didn't know my ex-wife put a hit on me? You didn't know my ex-wife wouldn't, well, really, she's still my wife, that she won't sign the divorce papers, so I am married? You didn't know I was married 5 times? You didn't know I was engaged to at least 4 people down in Brazil? You didn't know all of that? That man is a clown. Now, that's the clown. He should be Bozo, honey. His name should be Bozo. Because this man, first of all, he think he all of that. He think because he's in Brazil. And I'm not trying to talk about Brazil women. I'm not. No disrespect. But just like a whole lot of different countries, their country is known for the women to be a lot of prostitution with the American men when they come down to Brazil. I mean, it's well known, so don't be offended. So I think he's used to going down to Brazil, having sex, and these women, they will do a lot of things, for strange things, for a piece of change. And I think that's what he was used to, because he already let her and her friends know he used to having sex right off the bat after he get off the plane with these Brazilian women. Boy, he ran across the wrong one. He ran across Ingrid, and Ingrid got self-respect for herself, and Ingrid family is very religious, and Ingrid is a grown woman, honey. Not one of these little 20-year-olds that's down there doing strange things for a piece of change. And so he's saying, she's saying, as I said, she can't get close with him because she don't know him. Every minute, the man she thought he was, that's not the man he's presenting himself to be. And so he feel like she have not had sex with him. And so therefore, she really is using him. And why would she need space when I only got a few days? And he's not getting the fact that this is a lady you dealing with. This is a lady that has integrity. And so it's okay if she don't want to have sex with you. Just because you come down to visit don't mean you have to have sex. You get to know that person. It's okay. I don't recommend jumping in bed with somebody you've been talking on the phone with and have not met in person, because their true representative is going to come out. Now, it might not be on the phone, but when you meet them. And so he calls his sister up, and he's, woe is me. She tripping again. She talking about she needs some space, and I'm leaving soon, and we haven't even gotten together. We haven't even gotten close, and she judging me because she found out some more stuff about my past. And I really think that she is not with me for the right reasons. And, you know, his sister only going to go by what he's saying. So he says in his heart, he think that she is not with him for the right reasons. So he was going to call her and talk about it. But instead, Ingrid called him. And Ingrid was saying she really wanted to work things out. She spent 5 years talking with him on the phone. And she wanted things to work out. But it's all these red flags. And so she doesn't know this man. She doesn't feel comfortable. Because what else is going to happen? What else is going to come out? So she wanted to talk to him about it. But when she came to him, she looked really nice. And right away, he was ready to battle, honey. And so she was like, I wanted to talk with you about some of the things that I found out about you. And he said, basically, he was saying, listen, I did all I can with you. I'm looking for true love. I'm looking for somebody to take back to the United States and live happily ever after, basically. But you're going to have to take care of me all in the process. He looking for a caretaker, what they call it, a glorious caretaker that's going to meet his sexual needs, wipe his behind, wheel him around, cook for him, and all the above, honey. And for what? What you gonna give? A couple dollars, okay? That's what he's looking for. But he said, I'm looking for true love, and I think that you accept my trips, you accept going out with me, you accept my gifts, but yeah, you telling me that you need more time time to yourself when we are not in the same room. So why do you need time? And she just looking at him like he was a damn fool. She was just like this. And so I just feel like you just looking for somebody to have a better life, to come over to the United States to bring your children. And she said, what? Wait a minute. What? What? She didn't say this, but she was looking like, no, you not. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you not saying this to me, honey. And honey, she jumped up and she ran away from them. She cussed him. She said something like, fuck you, or something like this. She cussed, baby, and she ran out. Now, do I believe that she really is into him romantically? No. He even told her, your kisses is grandma kisses. Now, like I said, she not going to tongue him down or nothing like that because she is a lady. But I don't think that she is sexually attracted to this man. She said it before that she never been with a man in a wheelchair, and psychologically it does something to her when they tried to have sex, because at one point she was going to have sex, she saw the things that he had to do to get it up, and she was no longer interested. She turned her back and all of the things. So I really do not think, and she thought he was a younger man. This man is only 2 years younger than her husband. So I don't think she's sexually attracted to him. I don't. She is looking for a better life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But do I believe that she really want to be with him like that? Absolutely not. I think that she was going to try her best because she wants to go to the United States. She want to have a better life. She has 3 children. And so I get it. But this man, he been throwing out coins at her. So, she's trying to weigh it out and everything. But I don't think that she loves him. I don't think that she's attracted to him like that. Absolutely not. So to me, he had a little point. For him, it's about the sex. For him, regardless, you with this man, you've been in the same room, you're going to have some kisses, you're going to do a little something. But for her, she didn't want to do anything. She's not sexually attracted to him. So he did to me, and some people might not agree, but to me, he did have a point. But at the end of the day, who is he? He acting like he the prize. She the prize. She's a beautiful woman. She the one that's gonna have to help him. But some of these men, they go to these countries that's poor, and they think they could, buy their love and buy them and all of that. And they're going to do what they say, and they're going to be submissive. And so he has that arrogance about him because he probably had been down there with some of these young Brazilian women that are beautiful. And would mind, being with him for some change. But he picked the wrong one. And he dead wrong. He dead wrong. He shouldn't have said it like that to her. I don't think that she's using him. No. I don't think she's using him. I just think that she's trying to get to know him. And that's what she was trying to do. And like she said, every time she think he's this way, then here come another lie. Here comes something she don't know about. And you got to be careful of a man or a woman that's been married 4 times. Or 5 times. Because then it's not you. it's not the other people. It's that person. So I hope that she move on and don't even get with Brian. Brian really is very irritating to me. Okay, so we're going to go to Loren and Faith. So last week, Lauren's friends Faith's friend busted Loren out saying he was being flirty with the drag queens. He denied it. And then he said, well, I might have, was friendly with them, and that's because that's their job, and I believe that. But the next day, she was on her job, and he said, can you come out and talk for a minute? So they came out to talk, and he was like, all night long, I was trying to understand what your friends was talking about, because I honestly didn't try to flirt with nobody. But then I remember a young lady and her friend came up to me, and they were saying that, her friend said that she was attracted to me, that I was attractive. I said that I'm not available, and I did. I touched her face, and I said, and I'm in love with my girlfriend. I wish you best. And so she was like, well, why did you touch her face? He said, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but I was trying to let her down easy. And so she said, but I did not flirt with no drag queen, and I was not flirting. Now, of course, Faith's friends don't like Loren for cheating on Loren. And they didn't even like his disposition, his attitude. They said he was arrogant, and he is. So they can see through that. So your friends and family sometimes can see what you can't see in people and somebody you interested in. That's why it's always best to introduce your person of interest to your friends and family, because you might not be able to see it, but they can see it. So he was like, is that so serious that you don't want to be with me? And so she said, well, how can I know I can trust you? He said, because I love you, you can trust me. I'm here with you. So what reason would I have to flirt with somebody else? You what I want. You're what I want. I don't even hardly have no time left. And I want us to spend as much time together. I'm sad because I might have to leave. And he started mustering up these old fake crocodile tears. I might have to leave and I might not see you. I don't know. And I just want us to get to love each other and you to just believe and trust me. And honey, she was eating it up. Well, you know, I hate to see Loren cry and be so emotional over me. And so he said, are we good? And she was like, yeah, we're good. So she a fool. She a fool. She get played by him every chance he get. But that's on her. So next episode, he pulls the ring out. And he was like, I can either go home or this vacation never have to end. Honey, he don't have a home to go home to. So he trying desperately to make her want him so he can stay. So that's how that ended. Next, we're going to talk about Niles and Matilda. So last week, Niles tell Matilda that he does not have a job. So this week, she says that they got to get their wedding clothes. The brother was able to give them enough to buy a wedding dress and his tuxedo. So she had to go and get something, and he gave her the key to the room, and she left. And so he decides it's best to call his parents, give them a courtesy call that he would be coming back with a bride. So he calls his family, and you really can't hear what's being said, but you can tell the conversation is not going well. He's saying, well, how long do I supposed to wait? I've been talking with her for 2 years. I've come to see her. She is who she is. Matilda, if I can draw the best woman for me, it will be her, okay? Matilda, I love her. So how am I talking crazy? How am I talking like I don't have sense? How long am I supposed to wait? 30 years? And he says, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I love her and I'm going to marry her. And he was very respectful to his parents. I like the fact that he did give them the courtesy call. He was hoping they would have a change of heart. He told them she's not a scammer. She is who she is. And anyway, he ends up hanging the phone up and he's very upset. The producers are like, how do you feel? Not good. Not good. And it's hurtful because he said all they had to say was, son, I'm happy for you. 5 words to me, whether they didn't believe it, whether they didn't feel that way or not. I'm their son. Now, I do agree they could have said that, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I have had people I know that's very close to me that has married Nigerian women, and before they get over there to the United States, I mean, they doing everything, honey. They yes, sweetie, I love you. I love you more. They doing all that she doing. I love you more. Yes, I love you. Oh my God, I want to be with you. Oh my love. When I get there, I'm gonna be a good wife. I'm gonna do this for you. And then they get over, and they get they get over here. And when they get close to getting their visas, it don't come out. It don't work out that way. They turn totally different. And they have family over in the United States. And when they have family over in the United States, the family all nice. They treat you nice. But the minute that girl get that visa, the family done turned on you. She done exit left. Lots of times, it's scammers. A lot of Nigerians do not marry African-American men. They only marry to get over here. They marry in their own. Nigerian men is what they really marry. Most of them. Most of them. So, I still don't believe she's who she says she is. I still believe she is coming over and don't have good intentions. I still believe that. That's why she's so calm. She's not snapping off on him. Because her brother says she got a temper. The family was ready to bend for her and let him not have to marry her right away because they want to get to the United States. She not snapping off or nothing like that because anybody else would have snapped off on him. All the things that he did. All the promises to her before he got there. Lying about not having a job. So, she's calm because she's still trying to, by hook or by crook, she coming over here to this United States. But I wish them the best, honey. So, she comes back, and then later on that night, they're laying in the bed. I guess he had already explained that he called. Well, he did. She says, what's wrong? What's wrong, honey? He said, I called my parents today, and they were not happy with us. They still don't want us to get married. And so she was like, I don't understand it. You came to visit me. I'm who I say I am. And I'm going to be scared because I don't have anybody down there. I'm going to be all alone. Now, what I did like what he said was, you're not going to be all alone, Matilda. You're going to have me. And so that's how it ended. Next week, he going to have to ask Mr. Art for the rest of the money. Will he give him the rest of the money? I don't know. But what I did see was when they showed a picture of Mr. Ark he was asking for the money. Mr. Ark was like this. Why don't you have the money? So, I don't know. So, that's how it ended. Next, we're going to go to Joe and Magda. And I'm going to make this quick because I don't want this video to get to be too long. So, Joe last week went out with Magda's friends. And this week, they going to the grocery store, a farmer's market or whatever it was, something he never seen before. And to get food. And he's going to cook her a romantic dinner because it's their first time in the apartment. That he's going to her apartment. So they get to her apartment and he's like, wow, this is a small apartment. But she's 23 years old. So she's not going to, I don't expect nothing. This is nice. Somebody 23 years old. This man is in real estate. He's, he has money or whatever. So she's 23 years old. Most 23-year-old people, some of them are living in homes. So he's like, okay. He's looking at the decor, and he's like, I don't know how we would stay here when she got this big old dog and she's got a cat and then she got me in the bed. But I'm open to see how it goes. So she had to go get the cat, and so he was cooking for her. And he started thinking that he's talking to the producers and he's saying that, there's some red flags here that she was left her country to go to Germany for somebody. She never mentioned that. And honestly, he feels like what woman we want to have my baby and marry me right away and don't know me. We don't know each other. So one thing for sure, what he do know is he ain't about to get married on this trip. He's not going to marry somebody or put a ring on somebody's hand that's not trying to have sex, that's not trying to, she's not even really being affectionate with him. And so her whole thing is marriage. And he said, I'm going to talk to her while we eat dinner and let her know. So she comes back and he noticed that when she got back that she had a lot of stuffed animals. And so, one second, I gotta let my dog out. she noticed that he had a lot of stuffed animals. She had a lot of stuffed animals. So when she came in, he sat down and gave her her plate. He made some spaghetti and with meat and all of the things. He is Italian. And so he goes, so how long did you know the guy that you moved to Germany for before you moved? And she was like, about 3 months. That's not a lot of time. Well, I'm glad I did move because I found out he was cheating. So he said, well, that might work when you're dating, but not when you are married, because then you got to go through divorce and all of the things. And who want to do that? Don't you think it makes sense to get to know somebody first before you get married? She said, well, she said, well, you said to me that you love me, that you want me to have your children, and you want to marry me. So what are you talking about? You should know right now if I'm the person. You said it to me. So he said, well, I might have mentioned those things, but I didn't think it would be right on this trip. I didn't think that you thought we was going to be married tomorrow. That's not going to happen. And so she was like, well, I'm going to tell you like this. I'm not wasting my time with nobody that don't want to get married to me, because you said all of this stuff to me. Now you're saying that might not be true. So, that's not going to happen. I'm leaving. I'm tired. Let me go to sleep. I'm going to bed. So she was very, she was pissed. And when she went to the bedroom, she talked to the producers and she was like, I think that he just saying that. I think he's going to, by the end of the trip, he's going to marry me. My thing is, she cute, but she ain't that cute where you going to sit up and be like, either you going to marry me or you not going to marry me. I'm not finna waste my time with you. It's a whole lot of pretty women out there, baby. You telling on yourself. So I'm glad that Joe can see through all of that, and she's young. She's young, and he's not stupid enough to say, okay, I'm gonna marry you. And so I don't know what's gonna happen with Joe and Magda, because Magda is expecting to get married. He haven't even met her family, none of that. And she want to get married. She want to have her baby. She quit her job. And then she had the nerve to say, and I bought a ticket to America. Okay, well, you got a ticket. You can come visit. That don't mean he got to marry you. So I don't like how she's so forceful about getting married. I believe she have an ulterior motive. She want to come to the United States and all of the things. And there's nothing wrong with that. But how can you really be in love with somebody and want to have his baby, and you wearing a fake wedding ring on your finger and all of this type of stuff? It's stalkish. It's crazy. You want to know his whereabouts. You want his location. You want to know about every woman he slept with, and you ain't said too much about yourself. So I'm glad that he's seeing the red flags. Last person we're going to talk about is Vanja. Okay, so Vanja decides to do what her cousins say do. Vanja decided that she wanted to go out on some dates. So she went back on the dating site. She met somebody. They went out, and it was not a love connection. But that didn't stop her. She went back online, and she found this. And she said he got a Greek body, honey. He was good looking. He looked like a Van Diesel, the actor Van Diesel. And he was muscled up, bodied up. And they went on a kayaking date. And so they was out there. Vanja had her bikini on, and they was out there kayaking, and he just loved that she was into the sports and loved that she was enjoying what he liked to enjoy. He thought she was very sexy and beautiful. So I was so happy that Vanja found somebody that she was attracted to and he was attracted to her. And he was just saying so many nice things about her. So then they come to shore and she puts on her cover up and he has to take off his swim pants. So she holds this towel and like, I'm not looking. And she was like, wow, that's a turn on. And he was looking at her like she a turn on. And so he put on his swim pants and they was hugging and making out. And he said to her, do you feel my excitement? And she was like, oh my God, yes, I do. And they walked the beach and they was hugged up, kissing and everything else. So they finally get to where she's staying at and she invites him in. And she was very surprised. He was very surprised that he got invited into her place. But she said she felt really comfortable in the connection and she could feel the fireworks going. So they sat down on the couch and they continued to hug and kiss. And then she said, I'm going to order us some food. And so they ordered food and, you know, they started talking and he mentions that he is a foster parent, that he's in the process of adopting this foster boy. And she was like, wow, you know, people, you don't hear a man do that. And he's single too, and you're doing that. And so she really had a lot of respect for him and can tell he was a good man for having the compassion to do that. And he said, yeah, that's my boy, that's my son. And he said how it's hard for him to date because a lot of these women, when they find out he got a baby, I think he's like 1 year old, that I'm not for certain, but I believe he said 1, they don't want to deal with him. And so she really was admiring him, but she also felt like, you know, she don't know if she's ready to be a stepmother, that she never even thought about it, having children. And he said he really didn't have to have any more kids, but if he do, he would want it when he's married. And he said he's looking for a wife and he's looking for somebody that wants a woman to be a mother to his son. And so Vanja, I don't think this is really going to be a love connection, because I don't think that she's going to want to be the stepmother. And she already said to him, well, it's going to be really hard for you to travel. I live in Florida if you have a child. And she doesn't know about if that's what she wants at this time. Now, it is strange to think that a 40-something-year-old woman doesn't know if she wants to have a child or not, or haven't even thought about it, or dealing with men with children. Because at 40 years old, most people have children. Not all, but most. So I was really surprised about that. But she did say for the right man, she would do it. She would be a stepmother. So they eat their food and they're still vibing and they're on the couch, they're kissing, she hugging him. I just think that she should just have a hookup. I mean, you're in another country, you're vibing, this man is sexy and he finds you sexy, 2 consulting adults, and then leave it there. You know what I mean? I don't see them going any further. But she said, well, could I see you again? And he said, yeah. She said, when? He said, anytime. She said, what about tomorrow? He said, you got it. So I don't know if, I think he's going to leave tonight, but maybe tomorrow, the next episode, they're going to get into it. They're going to get between the sheets. I don't know. But what I'm happy that Vanja is leaving this trip on a good note. Because yes, she should have seen red flags. She shouldn't have been runner up. But she spent her money to come out there. She was excited. And it was hurtful to feel like somebody's saying you are not attracted to them. Physically attracted. That's a low blow. That's a low blow. Any woman will feel a certain way. So I'm glad the trip ended on a good note. And good for Vanja that she decided to get back in there and meet somebody else. So that's all I have. That's all I got. I hope you enjoyed this video. And thank you for watching my channel.